Well, after the dramatic fire that destroyed our Leopard 50 catamaran, it's time to start boat shopping all over again at the Annapolis Boat Show. This week, we review the Antares cruising catamarans, which is really exciting as they offer a hybrid electrical motors as standard green systems with power from the propellers as you sail. And you don't even need to put on your generators to run the air conditioning. We also give you an update on the insurance of our boat fire. So, kick off your shoes and come barefoot with us.
Okay, hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Barefoot Doctors. Today we're going to review the Antares hybrid catamaran. It's very exciting. But first, because everybody's been asking us, we need to give you all an update of the fire situation and the insurance.
Wish we had more to tell.
Okay, so things are moving forward. The insurance companies are processing the whole thing. The investigation of the fire hasn't been completed yet. We're not even sure if it's been actively started. We are advised by the insurance assessor that we will be paid out, so fingers crossed. In the meantime, we keep on looking for boats.
And we do have an attorney in the background, so for those people that were worried about that aspect, we think we got a good one.
Well, again, we are hoping. Okay,
fingers crossed.
Let's talk about the exciting stuff. Okay, Antares.
Okay, Antares.
Hi Mark.
Hi.
John McIntosh.
John, nice to meet you.
Can you tell us all about Antares and your role with the Antares team?
Yeah, sure, I certainly can. So the first thing that's very unique about Antares is everybody that you see walking around the boat with this shirt on is not a sales guy or a broker. We're all owners. So everybody on the boat at the boat show actually owns one of these boats.
Yeah.
So we're here to talk passionately about why we own it, why we believe this is the world's best platform.
And you've taken the boat almost around the world, certainly halfway around the world.
Yeah, certainly halfway around. We've been on our boat full time for 10 years. We have 2 kids. We currently live in Malaysia.
Right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. With that sort of distance of performance, can you tell us about how it handles for long passages and in bad weather?
Yeah, sure. So a couple things about the Antares when it comes to bad weather. First of all, the helm was really important. We have a glass dodger. We have full enclosures all the way around the boat. So the idea for us and for my wife, who wants to be able to sail comfortably and safely, is to be dry and be able to handle the boat herself. So we can single-hand this boat if we need to, and that was a key criteria for us. And we're a family, and we want to enjoy.
Yeah, that's right.
I want to sail as fast as I can without having my wife yell at me. Which happens because she'll tell me to slow down, put a reef in all the time. Because for her, she wants to be comfortable and feel safe. And for her, for bashing through, getting wet and water in the deck, she's not so happy.
But what sort of speeds do you get when you're sailing fast but it's still comfortable? Or what is
8 knots is fast and comfortable for us. If it depends on the sea state, of course. But I mean, if we're getting into the 8.5, 9 knot range, I mean, my wife starts to talk to me, even if we're getting, she'll feel it go from 7 to 8 knots. She'll say, "Hey, honey, what are you doing? Where's the reef?" So 7 knots is comfortable for us.
Right. Okay. Elizabeth does that to me too.
Okay.
In the car as well, mind you.
In the car. I'm not allowed to drive.
And the other thing about the Antares is you just have this phenomenally innovative power options. So can you tell us about those?
Yeah, sure, I can. So we now have the option on these boats to be able to be a parallel hybrid solution. That means we still have 2 of the Yanmar engines, 2 40 horsepower Yanmar engines, and on top of that, in parallel, we have 2 10 kilowatt electric motors. Those electric motors are also 6 kilowatt generators, so you're able to go through and to generate 6 kilowatts of power when you're running your engine, so you don't need a genset.
At low speeds, you were saying. 6 or 7 knots.
So at 7 knots, you're regenerating 640 watts per hour of regenerated power. And also standard on the hybrid is the 40 kilowatts of Victron lithium. That's standard, including 1.8 kilowatts of solar. So you have a realistic range of about 20 to 25 nautical miles under electric power. So the idea is, listen, the facts are are, you're never going to have a purely electric boat, I don't think, and be a blue water cruiser.
Yeah.
Because you're always going to have possibly that high coming through, you low, you want to get out of the way, and you want to be able to make motor for 12 hours.
Yeah, that's right.
You just have to do that. So,
sometimes longer.
Yeah, sometimes a lot longer, especially if you're around 0 degrees and trying to go through.
Yeah. The draft you said was 4 foot or something?
4.5 foot draft. So because of our longer keel on this boat and the hull design, and also being narrower than a typical, let's say, lagoon that might be a 25 foot beam or a 21 and 9 inch or so beam, the narrower holes and the narrower design of the boat, we track very well to windward. We can sail very well to windward. I would say we're typically in the 40 to 42 degrees apparent wind. We have leeway, more leeway than you would with dagger boards, but it's still very good. But my wife doesn't like going to windward, so
nobody likes going to windward.
We don't do it very often, but when we need to, we
you
do.
can, and I think that's the important thing. I mean,
nobody
likes going to windward, but when you have to.
But when you have to, if you're trying to get out of the way of something, you can.
At least it works.
What about sort of ballpark price?
So our pricing structure is very simple, and that's it's $995. It's $1 million for the GT, and with that $1 million, everything is standard, including your dinghy, 15 horsepower engine. You've got your electric water maker, you've got 3 air conditioning units, you've got a washer and dryer, you've got 1.2 kilowatts of solar, you have 14 kilowatts of Victron lithium for $1 million. I mean, the boat comes ready to go, with the exception of needing to go buy your life raft, your PFDs, your EPIRB, and stuff like that. The other options that you have on the boat are a lot more cosmetic. How do you want your salon arranged and small stuff like that? But the main thing, you pay that money, you sail away with it. What's it like sailing in bad weather? The good news for us is, it's completely enclosed helm with glass dodger. We have 360 visibility. I can see 4 corners of the boat from the helm. But I don't have to walk upstairs. I'm not popped up high. The enclosures wrap all the way around. You can sail the boat inside. One person can single-hand this boat easily in any conditions, which is important for us because we're a family, and my wife needs to be able to handle this if something happens to me. And that was one of the big selling points for us, because the lines are in the cockpit. They're kept clean. Everything's kind of invisible underneath the deck. We don't keep lines on top of the foredeck, trip over on top. It's all underneath. Boat manufacturer makes 3 to 4 of these per year. That's been the case since they've been building the boats. We're not a high volume manufacturer, never intend to be. They really build these boats semi-custom to each owner, how they want them. So we had custom things done on our boat that were unique to us. We're a family of 4. I mentioned before, sometimes it's the things you can't see that make a big difference. And so you can see that this thing has a wheel and it turns, right? But this is Jeff. This whole system's designed in Denmark. There's not a chain or a piece of wire anywhere on the steering. It's all rack and pinion gearboxes, aluminum, rugged steering, all the way back to the rudders. So it's incredible when you see how this thing is designed. It's very well engineered. But the idea is, steering is very important for your yacht when you're out sailing. And so along with this rack and pinion steering system that's set up, it's an electric motor into a gearbox in the back. If you want to see it, I'm happy to show it to you. Along with fully skegged rudders. So the idea is to protect as much as possible the steerage of this vessel.
And it's reliable.
It's reliable. It's designed to be very reliable when you're far away.
Yeah, sir. So let me just kind of walk you through a little bit about the boat and what's unique about our boats when it comes to simply safety on the foredeck. So if you'll notice, the foredeck and everything is very flat. We don't have a lot of ups and downs. It's easy to walk around in different sea states and not trip and tumble and fall. Even on top of here is flat because you might have to get up and service something on your main. Obviously, the top bimini is flat. Now, what you might see that's unique or somewhat unique is this boat actually is equipped with an in-mast furling main. It's not something that would be my personal choice. I have slab reef. I prefer a square top and punch out some more performance on the boat. But some owners are very happy with in-mast furlings from Selden, and that's an option that they can pick on the boat. So this is an option. This is not standard. So this is a 135 Genoa, but you have the options to also put on a self-tacking jib, which is big for that. So there are two head sails standard on this boat. But it's an option on other boats to go with self-tacking.
What do you have? Just the matter.
I've got 3. So I've got a 95 jib. I've got a 135 Genoa. And I've got a Code Zero, and I've got a parasailer.
And how do you like the parasailer?
I love the parasailer. Yeah, we kept it up for over 2 weeks, going from Galapagos to French Polynesia.
Wow.
And it was great because it's easy to jibe. It's simple.
And how high could you take it? Like
90 degrees.
Right, okay.
Yes.
They did tell me that.
It's true.
Yeah,
I've had
okay.
it's true. A sales guy told you that. No, it's true. But you have to rig it differently.
Right, okay.
You got to for sure fly it off the bowsprit, and tack it off over here, more midship, and sheet it in to do that.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But it works. Up here on the foredeck, you've got the big space up here for a locker, which is specifically where the genset is for those boats that have gensets.
Oh, I see it up there.
Yeah, that's the genset up in there. On the hybrids, because we don't have a genset, the owners have elected to have built in here a workshop.
All right, okay,
So they're turning this into a workshop for the hybrid.
Yep.
It's 4 batteries. The house bank is in there in that box.
Okay, yep.
And, this is the chain locker here. All boats that go blue water sailing will have 2 anchors on it. This one has 1 standard.
Right, okay.
Second anchor, whatever one wants to do.
As a matter of interest, as a long distance sailor, what anchors do you have on board?
I use a Rocknet, then I have a FX35 for my stern anchor, a Fortress, and then I've got a typical just spade anchor for my third anchor.
Right, okay.
This the one I've only used once in 10 years. And then of course you have the runway here for your bridle. This is where you hook up your bridle.
Yeah, no, that's great.
And it goes underneath here. And the bridle attach points on this are at the waterline. If you put your bridle attachments up here, you can get chafe on this.
Yeah.
So again, everything's flat. It's pretty easy to step up and walk up here. So we've completely redesigned this, but this is 1.2 kilowatts of solar, which is standard on the boat. What's also new on these newer boats is how we've rigged the sheets. So for sailing closer into the wind, we've brought the sheets in up here. They go down and through a track and over to your sheet winches in the back. So we try to keep it kind of tidy.
To the cockpit.
All the lines lead back to the cockpit. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. And what we also have done that's different on the older boats is we have put up here for the big halyards to keep the loads up here at the mast. We've put these up here versus keeping these locks back in the back.
Yeah.
So it keeps the load here versus running all the way through and up.
Putting all the strength through all the rollers.
That's right. It's also the key thing about this top is it's also a great water collector.
Oh, I see that.
And so it's all integrated in the boat. And
where does it come out?
It doesn't. It goes down inside, and we have the ability to be able to divert it overboard, or it gets filtered and goes into your water tanks.
Oh wow! So it's all done without having to attach anything.
To attach anything, it's all pre-configured on the boat.
That's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, and
people should do that.
It's fantastic. I wish I had it on my boat.
I have to buy a new one.
Yeah. I have to buy a new one, yeah. Listen here how the sheets come out through here. So they come down, out through here, and they're right here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they're coming down through this, through a block, and then out through here.
And if you need to do any servicing, it's relatively easy.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah. So this is the salon. A couple key things about Antares that makes it relatively unique is everything on this boat is completely handcrafted. So there's a father-son team that do all the joinery and woodwork on this. It's Brazilian cherry. The construction, because it's a catamaran, we want to keep the weight light. It's a honeycombed construction that's laminated with cherry veneer, and then stained and kind of put into place. So the wood is kept light, but it's also kept so it's so beautiful. That's right. So my wife, when she first came on this boat, she said to me, I love this boat because it feels like home.
That's all right.
And I had a guy yesterday that was on board, and he said, I just wanted to have a glass of ice and a brandy, have a small fire, and watch my TV. Because he said it just felt warm. It felt warm inside because of all the woodwork. You don't see any exposed fiberglass in here. Just how it's set up and how it's designed.
That's lovely.
This is the freezer, so it's a top-loading freezer from top to bottom. It has 3 trays going all the way down, so there's plenty of space for a family of 4. For a couple,
all the way down to
here.
There, wow.
Yeah. So it's a deep freezer.
Yeah.
This is the Nav Station up here. So it's the other options. I mentioned everything is standard, but SSB is not standard. So if someone wants SSB, you put it in.
Yeah.
If you want other like your Iridium Go would go here. That's where my Iridium Go goes. So you put more gadgets up here, but that's not standard. Somebody would have to go through and add that. This is this slides out like this for someone to sit here. So I like this actually. I don't have it on my boat, but this is great because I can sit here and I can still be part of what's going on and use my laptop to navigate. With B&G now, you use Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. You can use your laptop to do that navigation, which is nice. Yeah. So this is just the back side. It's not of the washer and dryer. The washer and dryer faces the other direction.
Yep.
So that's the washer and dryer. You've got storage here for your wine and whatnot can go in here, wine bottles,
yeah.
electronics. This is the fusion system.
Yeah.
Boats that have satellites, like the KVH systems, which I have on my boat, you'll have the control boxes in here for your KVH, which is galley down. So some people either like it, or some people do not. And again, these boats are designed to be liveaboard, so when you come into the galley, it's still open up here, so I can still have conversation with people up here. But you have enough counter space and countertops to have almost a full kitchen down here, a lot more than you would if it was galley up. As far as storage, which is kind of messy in here, but we've got like plenty of storage all through here. You've got the stand-up refrigerator here.
Oh wow, that's big.
It's big. You've got 4 levels of the fridge in here, so we can provision with our family of 4 and have plenty of space to keep things cold.
And that's 12 volts, is it?
It's 24 volts on the new boats, 12 volts on this boat. That's right. So it's 24 on the new boats.
The guy, if they make this all by hand.
It's incredible to watch them make it. They actually, because it's made out of the honeycomb sandwich construction, they can form and bend it around the mold, and then they laminate on top of that. But interestingly enough, I had my kids go over on another boat, and I said, "What'd you guys think about it?" And they said, "Dad, they had square corners everywhere. That would hurt me when I'm sailing, because everything is radial. Everything's rounded. There's a reason for that. As a sailor, you know. I mean, the boat moves, and you move with the boat, and you fall into things.
That's right.
And so the last thing you want to do is be hitting your
sharp
hook
corner.
on a sharp corner. So everything on the boat is rounded.
But I do love that. And I know how much extra work that takes.
It's a lot of work, and so not only that. Let me show you something else that sometimes it's the things that you don't always see that are also very important. And people don't always think to look about how are the cabinets attached to the boat. Are they glued, screwed? Are they also fiberglassed in? And everything on this boat is fiberglassed in to either the outside hull or to the bulkheads. There's no squeaking. It eliminates squeaking, and it also adds rigidity to the structure. So you don't get as much twisting as you do in a catamaran. You can want to twist sometimes when you're underway, especially in a sea state. So, but a lot of people don't understand that until you live on the boat, and you say, "Oh man, there's a difference." But it's not inexpensive, right? It's another step. So it's standard with a microwave oven. All this is electric.
And you said on the new boats it's
all electric.
Induction.
So everything on the new boats is electric. There's no LP gas anymore.
Right. Wow, it's very classic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of a classic. It's a classic. It's classic yacht design. So this is the port forward cabin, and it comes in 2 different configurations. This is a double, almost a queen size. This is a double size bed. Lots of storage. A lot of people use this storage here for their extra pantry space for the kitchen if they somehow need it. They'll put stuff in here. But on our boat, because we have kids, this is also, it can be a bunk bed.
Oh, right, okay.
So there's a bunk bed down here with a ladder going up, and a place up here.
So you have a double up here and a single down there?
I do, double up here, single down here, so my kids stay up here, and that stays open for timeout. For the kids. This is the port forward head. You have 2 options on this. You've got the stand-up shower as an option. I don't have that on my boat. I prefer to have storage for sail lockers.
All right, so your bulkhead and
and then this is a wet shower. On our boat.
Berth at the back's pretty big too.
Oh yeah, sure. And on the new boats, they're still GOIT, but they're non-openable.
Right. Okay.
So you have to break them with a hammer to be CE compliant. So this is the master suite side of the boat. So a key part about, as you know, living on a boat is you want good ventilation when you're spending half your time back in your cabin. And so we have these large hatches that open on the side, 4 hatches total that open up in here. These 2, the aft one, and then one up above.
Right.
This whole side is just full of cabinetry so that you can have plenty of storage to put your clothes. In this configuration, you have one full full locker for hanging,
Oh, yeah.
and you can
Yeah.
you can readjust this any way that you want to. But this was what I was talking about. This is how you control
the
where the
rainwater.
water goes, whether it goes overboard or whether
Uh-huh.
it goes into your tanks. But it goes through a strainer to keep any of the stuff that you may have forgot to clean off
Yeah. Oh.
out of your tanks. This right here is the washer dryer, which
All
is
right.
also standard.
Yep.
So you've got the washer dryer in this configuration,
Wow.
place to put your laundry and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Show you, unlike a lot of other boat manufacturers, there are only two right now that are manufacturers that do this type of setup. It's us and Privilege.
Right.
And so we are shaft drive, not sail drive on
Yeah.
this boat. On this boat, it's standard Volvo, but on our new boats, they're standard Yanmar,
Yeah.
the Yanmar 40s.
Yeah.
So with this setup, it's very easy for me when something goes wrong. It's usually when you're sailing and
Yeah,
motoring,
yeah.
you have engine problems,
Yeah.
the power goes out.
Yeah.
So I could easily come in here in any sea state and work on my engines without having to go back in a hole in the back of the boat
Yeah.
to try to fix something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interestingly enough, also the hybrid solution that I was talking about earlier only works on shaft drives.
Okay.
So it's
You have to have a shaft drive
You have to have
anyway.
a shaft drive anyway to
Yeah.
go through and do it. So
Yeah.
HH is doing the same thing now. They're going hybrid
Okay.
on their boats using the same manufacturer for the
Right.
same hybrid motors.
Right. Okay.
They kind of go in this direction.
And there's plenty of space to work around this engine.
There's plenty of space to work around this engine.
I'm presuming this comes up too if you.
Yeah, all of these floorboards come up.
All right.
These things come up.
Oh wow.
And the
okay.
whole thing comes
Oh,
apart.
Wow.
So it's one big open square in here.
Wow.
I had to, on my boat, because of the Volvo recall, pull my engines out. So we pulled our engines out, walked them out of the boat, put them off the back, and craned them off. So
Okay.
you still have that much access to pull them out
Wow.
and walk them out of the boat.
That's excellent.
Yeah, it's excellent. Unless you've done a lot of sailing, you don't understand that things go
importance
wrong.
of- I know.
And you need access.
Yeah.
Without killing yourself.
Yeah. That's right. Without.
Yeah, without having to crawl in to small spaces, and it's comfortable. You know, I can stand in here and work on my engine. I usually
Yeah.
sit there and with my tools and
Yeah.
do what I need to do. The impeller's right here in the front. And what we also did on this boat, that we being the boat builder, is I can stand in the bilge on the other side. This whole panel comes out
All right.
and give me access to the belts.
Oh yeah.
Gives me access to the impeller, which is right there.
Yeah.
And it makes it super easy if I don't want to bend over at all.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And you know, but by putting the engines here, the water tanks are just up. The water tanks are there, the fuel tanks are there.
Wow.
And then all the weight is kept
It's in the
centered
central. Yeah.
and kept low
Yeah.
for everything. So it just gives the boat better balance when
Yeah.
you're sailing. You asked how it sailed, it has a lot better balance.
Yeah.
Just because of where the weight's centered on this boat.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's great. You know, anyway, we just think this is a great boat,
Yeah.
obviously. But I wanted to show you those things because
Yeah.
people don't know.
Yeah,
You would
that's
never know
right.
walking a boat in a boat show.
I know.
You would never know if a boat creaked
I know.
until you take it to sea.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, oh, why does it not creak? Because everything is fiberglass.
Yeah,
in.
and
It's
there's
not
no
just
movement.
simply
Yeah.
put in. It's not IKEA.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
different.
It looks different.
Yeah, it does look different. It feels different.
It does.
To me, to my wife, it feels very different.
Yeah.
It's
The
that-
finish is beautiful.
Yeah.
There's quality.
Yeah. I actually have the pillars loaded on predictable, and I use them all the time.
do you?
When I do my routing. Yeah.
Oh, do
because
you?
I want to know. I mean,
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
to know if I'm doing what I should be doing.
Yeah.
I'm not a racer, but I want to kind of tune the
We
boat.
always want to go as fast as
I
you
do.
can.
Without my wife saying, "Slow down, put the reef in." Yeah. Well, it's great talking to you guys.
Yeah. Look. Thanks very much, Mike. That's
Oh,
wonderful.
you're more than welcome. Good luck.
Yeah,
Good luck
yeah.
on your search for your new boat, and sorry to hear about what happened.
Yeah.
Certainly, if we can share this information and share our journey with everybody, I think we all become more enlightened
That's right.
as the time goes on. So,
Yeah.
you know, and there's different horses for different courses. As I was saying to my new best friend Lisa over here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That you know, there are no wrong or right boats.
There are no wrong or
Yeah.
right boats. That's
Yeah.
absolutely correct. And everybody buys a boat that fits their needs
That's
and what
right.
they're trying to
That's
do.
right.
And also their budget. Because this is
Stuff. Okay, Antares.
Okay, Antares. Yeah, that was really lovely. The first thing when you walk onto the boat is the layout of the whole cockpit, sugar scoops, all that kind of thing. It opens up into this massive big area that is really great when you've got a lot of people on board.
Yeah, the
Sometimes-
cockpit flows into the saloon, big open doors, nicely covered cockpit as well. The other thing about the Antares that's interesting is it reminds me very much of a classic style catamaran. It has all the traditional features that you get in a cat. All the cabinetry is done in Brazilian cherry, which is fantastic wood, finished off with foam centers, so it's all very light. And really, you walk on board this boat and it looks and has the feel of a heavy, solid catamaran, but its weight is only 23,000 pounds, which is only a little bit heavier than the Outremer 45 and lighter than all the other 45 and larger boats on the market. So this boat is very light and very well built, glassed in units, glassed in bulkheads, all very strong, and they tell me it doesn't creak. And I must say, I do believe them, having looked at how it's finished off.
Well, actually, as we were going through, there was a lot of people coming on and off the boat. And there was a lot of people on the boat, and it didn't creak.
It didn't, that's right.
So let's talk about performance.
Sure. So the Antares, although it's a very light boat, it's got full length or long mini keels, so that doesn't allow it to have the performance that you get with dagger boards. So this boat will sail from 8 to 11 knots with...
You know, this is a hybrid, so I just love the way technology is going.
yeah.
There's so many innovative things that are coming out now, and it's being modified and being used for cruising, so that really excites me, and these guys are very innovative.
Yeah, so they have both diesel, 40 horsepower Yanmar diesels in the new boat, as well as electric motors. So the boat can be operated with either. And when you are sailing, because they put the engine in the center of the boat, it's with shafts, the shaft can drive a generator which, as the props are spinning, generates power to go back into your battery. So as you're sailing along at 6 or 7 knots, you regenerate power at the rate of 640 watts per hour.
That's very cool.
And so that's absolutely fantastic, because, you know, one of the issues when you are sailing is that you need to regenerate power, and solar doesn't work at night. Having regenerated power through your electric engines, absolutely fantastic.
Which means that if you're getting all that energy onto the boat, what about generators?
Yeah, so this boat does not need a generator, which is also very exciting. I just looked it up because I didn't know the weight of a generator. A Northern Lights 7 kilowatt generator is 537 pounds, which is half a ton. So that gives you an extra half a ton of carrying capacity. Woohoo! More shopping, honey. And this boat can run its air conditioning through the night without having a generator, and that is absolutely fantastic.
So for me, I would really like to turn everything off and just make sure that, you know, you have this really peaceful sleep.
And of course, one less thing to maintain, you're burning less fuel, so when you're off the grid, your diesel lasts longer for running your primary engines. And as Mark said, the technology is not yet good enough to be able to be completely diesel free, because all the boats still have limited distance of being able to motor on their electric engines before their batteries go flat. So we still need something to burn diesel to recharge your batteries.
So how far can the boat go just on the electric motors?
Yeah, so 25 miles is not far. That will do you, you know, motoring in and out of anchorages. You do need to use your diesel if you're crossing the equator or if you're running from a storm or something of that nature. And the nice thing about this boat is all these extra bits and pieces, the water maker and all those electric additions, are all part of the standard base price, which comes in around $1 million.
But I mean, if these guys are doing this now, you know, and forging ahead in this area, I can just see it getting better and better over time.
Yeah, I mean, this is just phenomenally fast movement of technology now, where the batteries are getting better, the regenerating power is getting better. So, you know, in a number of years, we're going to see this continuing to evolve in very fast. So
Very exciting.
Very exciting. Okay. For this boat, what did you feel about it?
I really liked it from a number of reasons. I mean, aesthetically, it feels like a good, solid, classic boat, and it feels solid. But I also like the fact that it had plenty of room. So it's, you know, the space You didn't feel like you're in a claustrophobic boat, and and plenty of windows, plenty of light coming through.
Plenty of ventilation. So they've really sorted all the very important things for cruising. And the water catcher on the cabin top, absolutely fantastic idea. No pipes needed. I'm used to running out in the middle of a rainstorm, attaching pipes, getting wet, going back, waiting for it to finish, and then undoing them all. So what their system is absolutely fantastic. So well done, guys. We really like this boat, and this boat would suit people wanting to go long distance cruising, especially shorthand, but with a young family, because all the systems are set up for that purpose, aren't they?
And the thing I really like about this is that Mark was actually the guy that took us around. He said every one of the people that are on the boat that we're showing people around were owners of the boat. And so, these guys are really passionate about their product, and of course they think it's the best cruising boat out there.
So Antares certainly do seem to be leading the field in terms of innovation and hybrid use of electricity. So this is very exciting. This is a great boat. So well done, Antares. This is a boat I really didn't know very much about before the boat show, and it's one of the very few boats that has a stern drive that allows you to regenerate power with an electric engine like this. So this is a fantastic boat and got a lot of great things going for it.
So we just want to reach out and say thank you to Mark and his team for showing us around, taking the time. I really learnt a lot, and I'm really excited for what's to come.
Yep, so if you're interested in Antares, look them up on antares.com, and hope you enjoyed this video, everybody. Like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff, and we'll see you in the next episode. All the best, guys. Bye.
Bye for now.
If you have liked this episode, hit the like button, subscribe for free, and ding the dong so you don't miss your fix of the next exciting episode. Love and health from the Barefoot Doctors.
I think you're done with your filming, so now I want to say thank you for all your videos about the insurance.
Oh, right, okay.
I had no idea. I watched you two go through that every day. You published that. I'd never heard of you until that video, but thanks. I had no idea, and now I'm gonna
be careful.
I'm gonna be much more careful about insurance.